Well, the April 8th total solar eclipse is coming up quick, and tonight we are exactly 1 month away from the Ring of Fire Festival in Wapakoneta. Now, local businesses are getting ready for thousands to flock their streets and fill their stores. Kasha Hancock spoke to some of those business owners tonight and has how they're feeling about all of it.
On April 8th, these streets will be filled with many people coming together to watch the solar eclipse. And the business owners I spoke to today are excited and ready for the buzz. The Ring of Fire Festival at the All Glades County Fairgrounds is an event all ages can enjoy, featuring food trucks, vendors, and live music.
We have camping all weekend. All the other activities are public welcome at $5 gate admission just to get into all those events. And we just got a lot of things going on that weekend.
Business owners say the streets will be filled with thousands of people and they can't wait to see it.
There's going to be well over 10,000 just in this, from here to that other stoplight, just in this general vicinity.
Philip Hendershot is preparing to help the community stay safe during the eclipse by providing special glasses to view the celestial event safely.
We've got about 60 of them in here for now, but they're like $3 for a pair of them. They're selling for $5 somewhere else, so we figure $3.25 includes tax. So, yeah, we'll just see. Just depends on the weather. Maybe we'll get lucky.
But newer businesses like the Glow Lounge are anticipating new customers.
So with us being a new business, we actually just opened here on January 15th. It's going to bring in some new fresh eyes to see what retail we have to offer as well.
With all the new faces flocking to the city, owner Alyssa Harris says it's another reason for her to be grateful and look forward to the event.
I mean, you can go anywhere and you can go to a Walmart. You can't always go to a Glow Lounge or a Frost Impression or a 12 Oaks. Our small town offers a lot of great things.
We're now 1 month away from the solar eclipse party at Wapakoneta, the Ring of Fire, and there's plenty more to do leading up to the event. For more information on reserving a space to watch the solar eclipse, you can visit our website at Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
All right, Katja, thanks. And we've created a special section on our Dayton 24/7 Now website to keep you in the know of all of Miami Valley's upcoming events for the eclipse. Just go to the 2024 Eclipse heading in the News tab.
New information tonight in the case against the man accused of causing a deadly school bus crash in Clark County. A trial date now been set for 36-year-old Hermanio Joseph. He'll be in court April 29th. Joseph is charged with involuntary manslaughter and vehicular homicide for the death of 11-year-old Aiden Clark. Clark died after Joseph's car hit a school bus back in August of 2023. One person now fighting for his life tonight after a two-vehicle crash, including a motorcycle. That crash happened in Xenia at the intersection of State Route 4 and Huffman Dam Road last night. Troopers say 30-year-old Brandon Von Rijn Snell was driving a motorcycle when he hit a pickup truck and that was turning left on State Route 4. Von Rijn Snell, was taken to Miami Valley Hospital with serious injuries. The other driver was not hurt. That crash remains under investigation.
I'm calling in because I'm a kayaker out searching for Ellie Carter, and we found a body.
Well, community in mourning tonight after 14-year-old Ellie Carter was found dead in the Great Miami River this past weekend. She'd been missing since January 31st. Lydia Bice has been following this for us since the beginning and shares how the community is now trying to remember her.
You can see here along State Route 41 here in Troy, residents put purple balloons, flowers, crosses just like this one here, and even candles out to light in Ellie's honor. Now tonight, the Troy courthouse will even be lit up in purple to remember her. And today I spoke with one community member who's creating these shirts with Ellie's name and angel wings on them. And 50% of all proceeds are going to go to Ellie's funeral services.
Their family will see these shirts out within the community, sometimes even statewide. And it'll just be a constant reminder of how loved their daughter was.
The Troy City School District is also in mourning tonight. Principal of Troy High School, Alexis Diedrich, sent an email out to all students, parents, and staff yesterday saying, in part, "We are heartbroken to have lost another classmate, friend, and student at Troy High School. Please know that if any students or staff are in need, we will have crisis counseling services available on Monday at the high school. as well as Upper Valley Career Center. Please know we are here for you, and our heart aches for all of those who knew and loved her. Now, if you at home want to buy one of these shirts to honor Ellie Carter, I've listed the contact information for Sarah Ferris in the web version of this story on Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
Now, in addition to the purple balloons, bows, and flowers on her cross, tonight the courthouse in Troy lit up in purple in honor of Ellie.
Also in Troy, Senator Sherrod Brown announcing a new project to clean up the East Troy contaminated aquifer. Crews will excavate contaminated soil at the East Water Street source area to help stop the spreading contaminants in the drinking water. The U.S. EPA is investing in the project through the bipartisan infrastructure law, which Brown helped write and pass. So in a statement, Senator Sherrod Brown says in part, quote, Ohio residents shouldn't have to worry about the safety of their drinking water. This investment from the bipartisan infrastructure law will help ensure that the city of Troy has safe, clean drinking water.
Kroger donating $10,000 to help communities recover from last week's tornadoes. Those funds are going to the Second Harvest Food Bank in Clark, Champaign, and Logan counties. 9 confirmed tornadoes tore through the state early Wednesday. That includes an EF2 in Clark and an EF1 in Riverside. That destroyed and damaged many properties across the area. The grocery chain says the money is to help with the long-term recovery. Kroger has also donated water bottles and food to the food bank's mobile distributions.
It was a beautiful day outside. In fact, we saw some temperatures in the mid-70s, nearly a record high today. And the daffodils are starting to bloom. Plenty of people, animals, and everyone really decided to get out and enjoy that sunshine at Cox Arboretum this afternoon, including this guy here who goes out to play his ukulele to help brighten everyone's days.
After work, I come out here and I literally sit around in the picnic table area and I just play a lot of songs and try to make people happy. I like to spread that love. They love to feel that sense of community because they're all enjoying it together.
Unfortunately, the rest of the week, though, may not be as beautiful as today.
All right, so let's talk about that. We did enjoy today, but it does sound like things are going to start a little bit of a cool down. Let's talk about today a little bit more. It was great.
Yeah, this was a way to start the week.
Really,
yeah,
truly. Helps makes Monday easier.
Exactly. 74 was our high, close to a record. 77 was the record to beat, set back in 1976. Didn't quite get there, but it still was warm. Still an above normal day for us with temperatures more than 20 degrees above normal for this time of the year. We're hanging out in the 60s right now still, so it's still very mild. 62 in Dayton, 56 Troy, 63 in Sydney, 61 up in Wapakoneta. All of us sitting warmer compared to this time yesterday, and that will be the trend overnight. It's going to be mild. And it's going to stay mild tomorrow still, but rain is on the way, and as that rain makes its way in, eventually we'll see cooler air sliding in behind a cold front. So for tomorrow, starting out quiet, so we'll be dry in the morning, but kids heading home from school, even around lunchtime, plan on that rain to be around. So I'll have a look at the rest of the week, talk about how much we're expecting coming up in just a bit.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump is back on the 2024 presidential primary ballots after the Supreme Court rejected the ban. In a unanimous opinion today, the nation's highest court ruled states cannot invoke the Constitution to keep presidential candidates off ballots. This comes after Colorado Supreme Court ruled Trump was disqualified from the state's Republican primary ballot due to his attempts to overturn the 2020 election, citing the 14th Amendment. Trump is applauding the Supreme Court's decision, though, calling it a, quote, big win for America.
I want to start by thanking the Supreme Court for its unanimous decision today. It was a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs.
Well, the former president also taking aim at President Biden during his address from Mar-a-Lago today, claiming he's being targeted for political reasons.
President Biden, number one, stop weaponization. Fight your fight yourself. Don't use prosecutors and judges to go after your opponent, to try and damage your opponent so you can win an election. Our country is much bigger than that.
Now, the Biden campaign has declined to weigh in on the ruling. Today's decision comes just one day before Super Tuesday, where 15 states and 1 U.S. territory are set to hold presidential primaries.
Well, the Fairborn Leo Club holding its semi-annual spaghetti dinner fundraiser tonight at Giovanni's in Fairborn. Now, the money is going to the Fairborn Senior Center, Fairborn Fish and Food Pantry, and honoring a former member of that club, Lily Klingner. She was tragically killed in a car accident in December of 2022. The Lily Klingner Memorial Scholarship, an annual one for a senior at the high school, was created in her loving memory.
I think she would personally be humbled by it. God rest her soul, that if she were still here. We coordinated this with her family to ensure that this was an appropriate wish for them as well, and they were beyond humbled to be able to have a scholarship in her name.
This is the second year of the $1,000 scholarship. The Spaghetti Dinner is one of the Fairborn Leo Club's biggest fundraisers. The club has been doing this for nearly 7 years now, and tonight the Leo Club would serve more than 150 meals.
And a Vietnam War era veteran now in her final resting place tonight. How the community came out to make sure the woman they didn't even know wasn't alone.
The man accused of leaking top secret information online pleading guilty tonight. How much time he could spend behind bars.
And quiet out there right now, but our next weather maker is on the way. I'll let you know when rain arrives. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The community rallying behind a Vietnam War era veteran tonight. U.S. Army Major Leora Gray was laid to rest at the Dayton National Cemetery with all the honors of an Army veteran.
The American flag,
Honor Squad,
Attention!
draped over an American hero.
Ready! Aim!
U.S. Army Major Leora Gray,
Aim!
given a 21-gun salute.
Aim!
Fit for a soldier.
Present arms!
Major Gray was a Vietnam War-era veteran. Pamela Sisney met Major Gray 3 years ago.
She was very nice. She greeted everyone with a smile.
And the connection was instant.
It was just like my sister. We had grew to be so close as a sister in that short of time.
So when Sisney found out Major Gray had no family in the area, she made sure her friend wasn't alone.
It had my heart so filled. I was really joyful when I seen all these people out here that didn't know her.
Major Gray, surrounded by friends, community, and fellow soldiers.
U.S. Army Vietnam veteran Major Leora B. Gray to her final resting place.
I'm just glad she's not suffering anymore. She was in a lot of pain. She's with God now.
As her friend, sister, and community say their final goodbye.
Well, quiet weather across the Miami Valley right now. We have a front off to our northwest. That's what's going to be bringing us some rain and even a few thunderstorms into the area during the day tomorrow. Thankfully, not anticipating any severe weather with this. They did see some of that back off into parts of Illinois earlier today, but as this makes its way through, we're just going to be looking at showers and some rumbles of thunder. So here's a look at tomorrow morning. We're going to start out in the 50s, dry and some sun to start us off, but it's around lunchtime. This is about noon. Showers making their way in. Could see some heavier pockets of rain, some rumbles of thunder as that makes its way through. That will continue through the afternoon and even a few more showers as we get that front to make its way in by late into the evening. Wednesday turns cooler and cloudy. I'll talk about how much cooler we'll get coming up.
The former chief financial officer for the Trump Organization pleading guilty to perjury charges in New York today. Alan Weisselberg pleaded guilty to 2 charges related to his testimony during the New York Attorney General's civil investigation into Trump in 2020. Prosecutors had accused the former CFO of lying under oath during a May deposition and at Trump's civil fraud trial in October. Now, he'll be sentenced in April to 5 months in jail.
The Massachusetts Air National Guardsman who allegedly leaked highly classified national security documents is pleading guilty tonight. 22-year-old Jack Teixeira withdrew his not guilty plea during a hearing earlier today and then pleaded guilty to all 6 counts that he faced under the Espionage Act. Court documents say Teixeira agreed to speak with members of the intelligence community and the Department of Defense on the extent of his leaks.
Some of the information Mr. Teixeira posted was about troop movements in Ukraine, about the provision of supplies and equipment to Ukrainian troops. He also posted information about a U.S. adversary's plans to harm U.S. forces serving abroad, a particularly despicable act.
Under the deal, prosecutors plan to seek a sentence of more than 16 years in prison. A federal judge will decide the final sentence in September.
The Israeli War Cabinet Minister meeting with U.S. officials in D.C., including Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, the War Cabinet Minister is a top political rival of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Israeli officials say he does not represent the government during the visit. Ahead of the meeting, Harris told reporters discussions likely centering on getting a hostage deal done, getting aid in, and securing a ceasefire.
The President and I have been aligned and consistent from the very beginning. Israel has a right to defend itself. Far too many Palestinian civilians, innocent civilians have been killed. We need to get more aid in. We need to get the hostages out. And that remains our position.
Now, the Israeli War Cabinet Minister also met with White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, is also expected to meet with Secretary of State Antony Blinken tomorrow. All right, here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam over Beaver Creek tonight. A beautiful evening. If you happen to step outside, let's check in with Natalie.
Well, quiet and nice evening across the region for right now. Still really don't need a jacket, although temperatures do fall in the 50s overnight. And then eventually what you're going to need is some rain gear because we do have rain and even some rumbles of thunder in the forecast for tomorrow. This is just one forecast model indicating potential rainfall totals, which looks like anywhere between about 1/4 of an inch, maybe some spots getting close to an inch of rainfall. I think it's really going to be dependent on where we get maybe a heavier pocket of rain to pop up, maybe one of those thunderstorms to pop up, which could bring some higher totals. But either way, expect a pretty good soaking rain for most of the region tomorrow. And again, keep that rain gear handy. As far as temperatures go, next several days, 60s still tomorrow, so still mild, but then it gets cooler with those highs in the 50s. May even struggle to get out of the 40s for our Wednesday. Even chillier weather next week too. So we'll have a look at our 7-day coming up.
We'll be right back. You're Children who have access to books are more successful in school and beyond. That is why Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with Reading is Fundamental and our parent company Sinclair Broadcast Group for Sinclair Cares, supporting children's literacy virtual book drive. You can scan the QR code to get involved. That's going to take you to our Sinclair Cares site where you can donate. Just $4 will put a book into the hands of a child.
Well, the Buckeyes getting ready for the spring game. The big players back in the fold, and look at the names vying to be the Buckeyes starting quarterback next.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.